Hi, we'll start by looking at the M3000 cradle. As you can see, it can be adjusted into a V shape with some fold down flaps which hold it in that position. It can also be opened wide, so this will allow for wide books, thick books with a thick binding to be supported. So here's a encyclopedia that we're going to use. I'm just laying that on the cradle, positioning it. Okay, let's switch to the software. Now the software, we're using a 20 million pixel camera, but you can select the other resolutions of the camera. You can also define the DPI that you're going to scan into, the format, JPEG, and whether you're using a high, medium or low compression, and the type of pages you're working with, i.e. left to right or right to left, as well as what frequency your electricity supply is on. Okay, with those set, we'll go into the scan dialog, and I'm using the webcam just to give an overview as well. If I click on the bottom here, it takes an image, and you see at the top right here one image scanned. I'm currently scanning in grayscale mode, as you can see, but there are other options, and we're using the curved and dual page option as well, because clearly it's a book. Okay, we'll turn the page, and there's also a foot pedal here, so I'm clicking that with my foot now. You may in the overview image see the fine lines, the red lines, which detect the curvature of the page. So if you look on the webcam picture, as I click, you'll see on the black some red lines. You're not seeing it on the actual screen grab because the system doesn't show it. Okay, what else do we have here? We've got the exposure setting. I can lighten it, darken it, but typically the auto works pretty well for most settings and will compensate for lighter or darker environments that you're working in. Okay, I'm trying to flatten the pages out so that we minimize the curvature. It's not always possible, I know, and I'll show you some alternatives shortly. Now at the moment this is processing. It's processed 3 of the 4 pages. It's doing all the curve correction, the flattening as we work, and here you go, here are the results. So it's split the dual pages into single pages. They're in grayscale, and I can just flick through them now, and you can see the results. Now although we did scan in grayscale, we can actually here click on any of the other options to change the page. So if, for example, you had a color page amongst all the black and white pages, you could just come here and turn that page back into color. Shading, seal, which is a spot color type processing. You see the quality there as I zoomed in. Or typically a binary, which is purely black and white, not so good for photos or diagrams, but certainly gives a good result, as you can see here on the text quality. Okay, some simple commands at the bottom here for navigating around. We'll go back here to grayscale. Now it may well be that this left hand page, the edge of the page hasn't really been processed correctly, so we do have the ability to go into the curve correction tool and make adjustments. So this green line is the center of the book. We can draw the blue lines, which are the curve correction tools that it's using. Here you can click on any of the blue nodes and readjust it. You can slide those around so that they follow the red lines that are underneath, and this is what generates the curve correction. So you can delete the blue lines altogether. You can redraw the lines correctly. Okay, now these pages don't lie exactly flat, as you can see from the original image here. You've got the pages behind them, which can again affect the detection, but yeah, that's improved it slightly. So and of course you can always crop the whole page, which I'll show you later. Having scanned a number of pages, we can then archive them into a PDF or a searchable PDF. We can OCR them just to a text file. You need to first select the images, so we can just select all, and then we can run the OCR engine. Now, it has quite an extensive list of languages that it supports. I'll just browse down here through the list just so you get a brief idea, and you might quickly be able to see the language that you're needing to use. But we're using English. Select the location that we're going to scan into, and I'll put these into the folder where they were captured into. Give the PDF a name. So this is going to be a searchable PDF. Just take a minute or two to go through. Clearly here I've only got 8 pages. So with a larger book, you have to decide whether it's appropriate to do the OCRing on this system, or whether you're going to use an external OCR engine, or you schedule your workload so that the time it takes isn't going to impact a great deal. Okay, so we can open the folder. Here's the PDF, and this should be searchable. Now I'm just going to make sure we're viewing it correctly into your page. Yeah, you can see a little bit of skew on that first page. If we zoom in though, this text should all be pretty legible, and if I try to select it, you can see here that it's now selectable text. Let's just put a search in here and see if it can find the occurrences of a word. And oops, let's just go back and zoom in it. So yeah, again, more. So pretty good OCRing, pretty good text recognition. Okay, so come out of there. I'm back here. Right, what we can now do is the book should be named batch. We can do a batch delete here. Let's just get rid of those images. Okay, what I'm going to show now is using the thumb removal tool. So basically, the system comes with some thimbles that you can put over your thumbs, and it will allow you to hold the pages flat, and hopefully the thumbs are not captured in the image. So again, using the foot pedal, if you look in the webcam view, as I'm holding the page, you'll see some red lines. These red lines are the ones you saw when we were doing the curve correction, and it's what's used to help flatten the page so that you get a decent image. So I'll just do a few pages here so you just get the idea, and then we'll take a look at how they are processed and what they look like. Now again, there is this slight delay, as you can see on the top right there. It's processed 1 page, so okay, now 2, and then hopefully in a second the 3rd page. Okay, we should be able to close that now and go back to the images, and let's take a look at them now. Now that certainly looks better. These pages look squarer. So just by holding the page down, oh, and the clever thing is, of course, you can't see my thumbs. Oh, tiny little bit there, but pretty good. And just to prove it, there you go. This is the original image, and there's the correction curves that we used. So definitely an improvement using the thimbles. We can adjust images, as you just seen me do here. I've just gone into an adjustment. Typically this is just a straightforward contrast adjustment. We can adjust the background and the foreground. So this is like a white point and black point setting. Not lots you can see on the on that one. Again, terminology a little bit strange, but black point, white point. So again, here the thickness is looking at the textual data, and as you can see, not so much affecting the background, but affecting the text data. Okay. So what we're going to do again is I'll OCR these as well, just as we did before. Pick our language. Let's be creative here, call it sample 1. And just wait for that to do. So I'm showing you here using the double page and splitting the pages into two. As I say, once you've done the scanning, you can change particular format, whether it's color, black and white, shading, etc. So this will enable you to scan a predominantly say a black and white book that has the odd insert that might be an illustration or photo, so you could switch that to grayscale or color, whichever is appropriate. But this can also be used as a straightforward flatbed scanner, and also you can capture double pages, which I'll show you in a second. So okay, here's the second OCRing. The pages look a lot better. Just holding the pages down with the thimbles has improved the appearance. But the image quality would still be the same. So again, once again, I'll just grab a section and maybe paste that into Notepad so you can see what it looks like. You know, this is quite an old encyclopedia, and some of the text isn't so brilliant, but it's done a pretty good job. Won't be perfect, but it'll be certainly very legible. Okay, I don't need to save that. So although you're seeing two pages, they are individual left and right images here. I'm just using Adobe's two-page display. But as you can see, the quality looks pretty good, and it's a good representation of the original book. Okay, let's come back out of that, and I think we might as well delete these as well. Let's get rid of those. Okay, what I'll do now is we'll go and look at scanning again, but what I'm going to do here is, instead of using the double page option, I'm just going to use the original photo mode. So I'll use the thumbs again. It helps me hold the pages flat, and clicking at the bottom here. So we're not doing any processing now, we're just capturing them as it looks on the camera. So again, if I do the capture, and the processing on this will be quicker now because we're not doing any curve correction or anything as we're capturing, so it's pretty much going to be able to keep up with me as I do this. So no curve splitting, no curve correction. Okay, there's the third one I've just taken, and pretty much we can close that straight down. And what we'll see here is the images as you just saw, but in grayscale, because we have the grayscale option set. So if I select them all and go into the bulk settings, we have some batch processing here. So now I can tell it that these were curved pages and are double pages. Now it's doing the similar sort of processing as it was doing as we were capturing and splitting the pages individually. The only difference this time is, of course, we're doing it after we've captured all the pages, and the key difference is that this won't split the pages. It'll flatten the pages, it'll remove my thumbs, but it will create a double page. So let's click on that. So there you go. So it's removed the background, it's cropped the pages, and but it's a single image, double page. Again, we can go into the correction here. Didn't like the look of that last one a little bit, so maybe it's this finding the gutter, just a small adjustment there. And before we commit that, we can just have a quick look at the preview. There you go. Yeah, that's much better. So we'll just now save that and it will apply it. Okay, there you go. Changing the colors here, I'm doing it on the one image that we're working on, but of course if you've got them all selected, you can use the batch process at the top there, so where we can alter them. So you could add color mode, so if they're all selected it would convert them all into color or all into grayscale. Okay, just for the final time, I'll convert these to, again, a searchable PDF. In that bulk option, which, as I say, really should be renamed as batch, you can also select cropping. You can also set resizing pages. If you had double page where you've got two images, again you can set the boundaries and it will automatically crop left and right pages to the new boundaries. So if you've got a decent white margin around the pages, you can come in slightly and crop the pages. This system also works as basically a presenter as well. So if you just want to be doing presentations, it can be used that way. I'll just turn this off because we've got double page viewing, whereas now we really just need to show it as a single page. But again, very legible. If I just zoom in a little bit here, pan around. Just grab a section of that and cut and paste it. Okay, I mean, pretty legible. I noticed on the very first line, instead of it saying off, it says all. But I think if I saw the image, it hardly looks like an F. It looks more like an L. You'll see it in the background as I close this down. Yeah, hardly an F. Okay, I think that concludes everything. Thank you very much.